Good day everyone, I'm Arian Alexis B. Crueldad and I'll be reporting on Module 4, Research Design 1 Case Study. In this report, I'll explain what an interpretive study is, give an example of one, and then discuss key features, reliability, and validity in case study research. What is an interpretive study? It's a qualitative research that aims to understand how people make meaning of their experiences in context. Instead of testing hypotheses with numbers, it interprets actions, talk, text, and settings to uncover how realities are constructed by participants and the researcher. Instead of just measuring things with numbers, interpretive studies try to interpret how people see the world, how they make sense of their experiences, and how their beliefs, values, and culture shape their actions. So when we say interpretive study, it's not about numbers or statistics. Instead, it's about people, how they understand their lives, their experiences, and even their struggles. Imagine asking someone, "What does this mean to you?" That's what an interpretive research tries to capture. It's less about counting things and more about uncovering the meaning behind them. So here's a really interesting example: God's Choice. Peshkin's 1986 study of the total world of a fundamentalist Christian school, the Bethany Baptist Academy (BBA), a pseudonym in Illinois, America. The school immersed itself in a total world with its church and Christian families, with little contact with outsiders. Other examples of these total institutions include nursing homes, mental hospitals, military training camps, and prisons. Kaufman 1961. The film One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest 1975 is based on Kaufman's idea of total institutions in public mental hospitals. These are places of order, discipline, isolation, and tension. The objectives of Peshkin's study were to discover what such a school was like, what made it attractive to many American families during that period, and the strains and tensions within the school. The research framework comprised the school's doctrine of a single truth as outlined by its founding principal, pastor, and implemented by its headmaster. The Christian teachers, the structure of control, a socializing regime, the students' beliefs, the impact of Christian school on its graduates, the students who did not fit well, the school as a total institution, and the benefits and costs of such a system to Americans. So Peshkin studied a Christian school in the US, and what he found was the school did not just teach academics. It shaped the entire way students live, their values, their behavior, and even how they saw themselves were tied to the school's religious and cultural environment. It shows us how a case study can dive deep into people's real experiences, not just surface level facts. Now, what makes interpretive research unique? So here is the five key features of an interpretive study. First, focus on meaning. It asks, what does this experience mean for the people involved? Second, context matters. It looks at the setting, culture, and environment of the people being studied. Third, multiple perspectives. It includes the voices of different actors, teachers, students, parents, etc. Fourth, researcher as interpreter. The researcher tries to understand and explain the situation but also acknowledges their own perspective. And lastly, qualitative data uses interviews, observations, documents, and narratives instead of surveys or experiments. Reliability and validity. Reliability and validity. Designs of case studies need to pay close attention to reliability and validity. A measurement is reliable if the results can be repeated with little error. For example, a thermometer is a reliable instrument. Our observations of human behavior are less reliable, which necessitates the use of different observers. Documentary data may not be reliable because of forgeries, biases, and silences or gaps. Unlike quantitative research, we may not be primarily interested in reliability in interpretive studies because we are not measuring anything objectively when looking for different viewpoints. Hence, the main issue concerns validity, the correctness or accuracy of our framework, sampling, fieldwork, tick description, and interpretation. This requires a thorough literature review to develop a good framework, the selection of appropriate cases, and the application of a suitable methodology. Of course, there are challenges. In the field, respondents may not tell the truth or they tell another story because of the presence of the researcher. Sometimes the researcher's prior assumption or knowledge may also bias the results. Hence, the researcher needs to build trust and be constantly aware of his presence and assumptions. This self awareness is called reflexivity. To ascertain whether the tick description is accurate, the researcher should obtain feedback from respondent on the transcript. Another technique is to triangulate the observations by using more than one observer. Finally, it is good practice to subject the interpretation to expert review to keep it in check. It is also useful to examine negative cases similar to how quantitative researchers examine outliers as possible refutations of the theory. So these three strategies, reflexivity, triangulation, and feedback, are not just technical steps. Together, they represent honesty, balance, and respect. That's what makes interpretive research trustworthy and meaningful. In this slide, we're looking at the relationship between reliability and validity. Reliability, consistency of measurement. Validity, accuracy or correctness of interpretation. So this section is saying in interpretive research, validity is more important than reliability. Since we are studying people's meaning and experiences, the researcher must be very careful to make sure interpretations are honest, accurate, and not just their own bias. So before I end my report, I'd like to ask you a couple of questions so we can reflect on what we've learned. First, in what ways do interpretive studies help us understand people's experiences better compared to quantitative research? Think about how they focus more on meaning, context, and perspectives instead of just numbers. Second, how do strategies like reflexivity, triangulation, and feedback improve the reliability and validity of interpretive research? For example, how do these techniques make the findings more trustworthy and accurate? So these questions will help us connect the concept we discussed with real life applications in research. So here are the references I use. These serve as the main sources of information for this report. They help support the key points and examples that I've shared with you today. So that's the end of my presentation on Module 4 Research Design 1 Case Study. We've seen that interpretive research is not about numbers, but about understanding people's experiences, their beliefs, and how they give meaning to their world. We also learned that strategies like reflexivity, triangulation, and feedback help make research more trustworthy. And when it comes to reliability and validity, we focus more on the accuracy of interpretation rather than just repeating results. Overall, interpretive study remind us that research is not just about facts and figures, it's about people, their voices, and their realities. Thank you for listening, and I hope you gain a clearer understanding of what interpretive case study research is all about.